Our first storyteller this morning is Chetter Galloway. He hails from Suffolk, Virginia. He's the youngest of 10 children. Now, if that isn't a gold mine for stories, and bless his parents' hearts. And he has a master's in storytelling from East Tennessee State University. He tells dynamic and animated, energetic performances, and he specializes in African American stories. And I found out this morning that he's a marathon runner, and next week we'll be doing his first marathon, I think. So we'll wish him well. Welcome, Chetter Galloway.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you. It's certainly a pleasure to be here. It's an honor to share the stage with Donald Davis. And you know, I came here this morning ready to tell stories. But I'm afraid there's something I have to address first. You know, in this world of reality and personal stories and people sharing things from their lives, I'm really not one to put my business in the street. However, this morning, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to. You see, give me a moment. I'm being stalked. And the stalker is here at the festival. And it's not who you think it is. It's not a man. It's not a woman. It's not even some storytelling groupie. It's a cigarette. I'm being stalked by nicotine. And I know they're here because this morning, underneath my pillow, was this letter on hotel stationery. So if you'll bear with me just a few brief moments, I need to put this to rest. Will you allow me that moment, please? Dear Chetter, I recall our very first date 15 years ago at Mardi Gras. What a great time we had. We always had great times together. To some, we were the perfect couple, and others not. I handled it as best I could. But now it's over. I can't believe that the time is finally coming that after all these years you've decided to end our relationship. And of all days on our anniversary, how dare you? I knew it was over when you changed your Facebook status to single storyteller. And then you defriended me. What did I do? Like too many of your comments? What next? A restraining order? You let your friends and family persuade you, brainwash you into believing that I was bad for you, a bad influence, a harmful addiction, and that I would kill you. Why, there are things far worse than me, and besides, what good things in life don't have a risk? Why are you listening to everyone now? You're nothing but Geppetto's puppet. I was always there for you, the one who relaxed you after a long, stressful workday. I'm the one who accompanied you on those infamous road trips to those god-awful storytelling festivals. I mean, who are those people? And it was me who complimented that burgundy swill you called wine and that foul-smelling Jarlsberg cheese you enjoyed so much. Seems like you enjoyed them more than you did me. I thought you were having an affair. I began to wonder if you were having an affair with them more often than expected. Your friends and family had nothing to say about that. The hypocrites. Before me, you had no style. I made you sophisticated, suave, distinguished. I gave you class. And I was an investment that reaped huge returns. I wasn't expensive. You just started believing everything everybody else said, who were jealous of our relationship. You craved me morning, noon, night, and I satisfied those cravings. You couldn't resist my sweet, rich flavor. I loved the way you picked me up with your strong masculine hands and brought me to your full lips. No one set me on fire like you did. I know you loved me. I thought you did. Nevertheless, cast aside I am like a useless piece of garbage. Obviously, the time we spent together meant nothing. You just dumped me. Well, there's no need to continue. Our time together is over. This is the end of the road. Signed, your favorite menthol cigarette, Salem 100. Ladies and gentlemen, I am free. Now, when I'm not being stalked by nicotine, I'm simply the youngest of 10 children. I have 6 sisters and 3 brothers. And those of you who are the youngest or the baby of the family know that every move you make, every step you take has to meet the approval of your older brothers and sisters, or in my case, the Galloway Board of Directors. And it's only final when my oldest sister, Yumiko, puts her seal of approval on it. And Yumiko is her given name. You see, my parents blessed each of us with a unique first and or middle name. In birth order, respectively, they are Yumiko Athi, Dwight Damascus, Turnin Tucker, Avis Zoe, Okerson Donnell, Proctor Tilden, Dries Lagar, later changed to Lagat, Kanjo Vale, Melissa Van, and Chetter Misha Galloway. Now, growing up, we were asked one of 2 questions. By one ethnicity, we were asked, well, are those African or family names? And by another ethnicity, we were usually asked, y'all all got the same mama and daddy? Well, no to one, yes to the other. And of course, my name was the butt of many jokes growing up as a kid. Your name is weird. Your name is funny. Oh, I know what we'll do. Let's make a nursery rhyme out of it. And so they did. They say, cheddar cheese, kissed the girls and made them sneeze. Cheddar cheese, kissed the girls and made them sneeze. Don't laugh, that used to make me cry. Well, now, I've taken that incident of bullying and changed it into words of empowerment in the form of a rap that goes like this. My name is Chetter, sharp like the cheese. I kiss the girls, I make them sneeze. They say, please, baby, please, baby, please, baby, please. Kiss me, Chetter, make me sneeze. Chetter makes it better in any kind of weather. The name is spelled with these 7 letters, C-H-E-T-T-E-R. It echoes everywhere, both near and far. From the A-T-L to the P-D-X, check G, that's me. The Chetter's in effect. Around the world and in Paris, the women say, oui, oui, Monsieur Brie. Gouda mozzarella, Monterey Jack, knowing Cheddar's in the room to take a step back, cause I boom like thunder, strike like lightning. A little slice of cheddar makes everything exciting. So ladies, this ain't no tease. Mwah! Go ahead and sneeze. When I say I go, you say I may. I go? I go? I'm just checking to see if you got a heartbeat. So everybody got a heartbeat out there? I go? Now, my parents, Lord rest their soul, Vernon Lee and Leela May, good country names, were native North Carolinians. Any other North Carolinians in the house? Woo! I know Donald's one. Well, you know, in the Tar Heel state, all along what's called Tobacco Road, there are all sorts of cities and towns. Coming up my way from Atlanta, the first town you run into is the Queen City of the South, Charlotte. If you go up the road, a hop, skip, and a jump, for you Yankees or people don't know what a hop, skip, and a jump is, that's about 90 minutes. You get to the triad area of Greensboro, Winston-Salem, and High Point. Come on down the road a bit further, you reach the Research Triangle of Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill. But if you get off the beaten path, I believe it's 264, between Greenville and New Bern, North Carolina, which, by the way, is the birthplace of Pepsi Cola 1898 Brad's drink, is the bustling metropolis of Vanceboro, North Carolina. Now, it boasts a population of 850 people. And I know the number's accurate. I checked it on Wikipedia before I came over from the hotel. Now, in a city that size, you're going to have a colorful collection of eclectic characters. And Vanceboro was no different. You had, who was it? Miss Inez Boone. She was the candy lady. She always sold candy. Then there was Mr. T-Bone, her brother. They used to call him Men's Warehouse because he wore a new suit to church every Sunday at Chapman's Chapel. Then there was the broom lady. She was a Jane of all trades. She could make a broom out of anything. There was also the Purple Lady. Long before, there was Prince Rogers Nelson, formerly known as the artist Prince, formerly known as the artist with the unpronounceable signal, formerly known as that weird little short guy in Minneapolis that always wears purple. There was Miss Magenta Fuchsia Watson, known as the Purple Lady. And then there was Etta May. Now, in our world of CNN, ABC, CBS, those stations couldn't hold a candle and paled in comparison to the local media mogul, Miss Etta May. All the ins and outs, ups and downs all around town went to and fro her house. When Smokey and the Miracles made I Heard It Through the Grapevine, I heard it through the grapevine, I heard it through the grapevine, they were talking about Etta May. I go? Well, it shouldn't surprise you that she was always out on her front porch signifying. And this particular Saturday wasn't no different. She came out there with her fresh squeezed lemonade that she liked to on some. Was rocking back and forth in her chair, singing her favorite song. I got shoes, you got shoes, all of God's children, they've got shoes. When I get to heaven, I'ma walk in my shoes and walk all over God's heaven. When she heard, and there, pulling up in front of her doorstep, was none other than a big black stallion standing about 8 feet tall. And on that stallion was the devil. He pulled up in front of the house and whoa! That big Steve said, he got off the horse, walked up to the steps, to the base of the steps, took off his hat, sat it on his kneecap, looked up at Miss Etta May, and then he started doing this. Ooh, this tickled Miss Etta May something terrible. She got up out of the chair and went over to him and said, "Oh, baby, what's wrong? Don't cry, baby, don't cry. Do you need some tissue? What's going on with you? What's troubling you so?" He said, "Miss Etta May, it's them Galloways, it's them Galloways, it's them Galloways down the road. No matter what I do and say, I can't split them up, I can't break them up. They just keep, Lord, I don't know what to do." She said, "Well, honey child, let me tell you. If you knew the trouble I caused, wow, it would turn the horns on your head every which way, left, right, and upside down." He says, "Well, I tell you what. If you can do what I can't do, I'll buy you a brand new outfit from church that you can wear." And my ass lit up like a cartoon character. A new suit, like the the one in Beatty Ladenburg downtown? I'll bring you buy your brand new outfit from crown on down, from head to toe. Miss Adame said, you got yourself, dude. So he got up, took his hat on his head, put his hat on his head, went to walking. Unhitched the horse, got back on it, said, yeah, went on down the road. Well, Miss Adame finished that last swig of lemonade, went back in her house and started devising her plan. She figured she'd start with Sis Galloway first. So she put on her favorite straw hat and went strolling on down the road about a half mile or so when she came to the Galloway's place. Now, Sis Galloway loved to do things in the garden. She truly had a green thumb. She saw Miss Adame coming and waved her on over. Miss Adame thought she was entering the Garden of Eden with so much stuff that was beautiful. There was lilies, lilacs, tulips, begonias, mints, ivy, greenery of all colors, kind just popping out of the ground. Sis Galloway said, wait a minute, what you doing out here? She said, oh, just, taking a stroll and thought I'd pay my favorite sister girl a visit. How things between you and Brother Galloway? Sis Galloway says, well, couldn't be any better. I've been married to him for over 50 years. Could nothing be better than that silver anniversary. Miss Adame said, you sure? She said, you don't have anything that you would ask more of him? Well, she says, there is one small thing. When he was younger in the army, I fell in love with that smooth face of his, that nice cocoa brown skin. But now he's got a beard, he's older, more distinguished. Miss Adame said, what's that? Stop. I got a fix for that, child. All you do is take some clippers, cut some of that hair, put it in the bottom of your shoe, and you'll walk all over him. That's what you call him, putting a man underfoot. So he'll do anything you want him to do, anytime you want him to do it, and he's gonna cut that beard the very next day. Watch, just do what I tell you. She says, well, it don't sound like doing no harm, and I know a perfect time to do it. Miss Adame says, okay, fine. So she left Sis Galloway and went walking and scrolling a bit further down the road where Brother Galloway was working on a nearby farm. He was having trouble getting the horse to G and then haul, and then G and then haul, and then G and then haul, and then G, and he just threw up his hands in frustration. He saw Miss Adame walking, waved her on over, reached in the cooler and got him a pop of that fresh Pepsi from New Bern and took him a swig. Says, Adame, what brings you out here with the country folk? I thought you were a city gal. Oh, Brother Galloway, I wish this was a social visit. Lord have mercy, I tell you. I come with some grave news. I said, well, what kind of news is that? Well, brace yourself. Your wife is going to try to kill you tonight. Miss Adame, what is that mess you talking out of your mouth? Have you lost your mind? Don't you know how good I am to Sis Galloway? She's the only woman for me. I knew that the first time I saw her. I treat her right. I'm a good provider. I do everything for her. We have beautiful children. Miss Adame, what would make you say something like that? You crazy, Miss Adame. You need to go see Dr. Phil. You need to go see Dr. Phil, Miss Adame. Miss Adame responded, I done seen Dr. Phil. Now he one of my clients. You better ask somebody. But I have done my duty under the will of God, and I know plenty of people who haven't believed the words of somebody like me that are 6 feet under, so I am bidding you a good day. Well, she went back to her house. Brother Galloway finished up his work for the day, and that evening he went home where he and Sis Galloway had dinner. Now there was a bit of uneasiness in the air at the dinner table. Because you see, Brother Galloway was looking at her cross-eyed, and she was looking at him cross-way. Brother Galloway kept looking at her cross-eyed. She kept looking at him cross-eyed. When he got through dinner and went on in to the dining room, to the den, that is. He was reading the paper. She was reading the Bible. He was reading the paper. She was reading the Bible. That night, after watching the news with Walter Cronkite and watching Johnny Carson, they retired to bed. Brother Galloway went into bed first, put on his pajamas, claimed what Miss Adams said won't bother, but he wasn't too sure. So he pulled the covers over and made out like he was asleep. Sister Galloway was in the bathroom, fumbling and fidgeting around, pretending she was brushing her teeth. When she finally heard him, she said, "Thank goodness that man is gone to sleep." So she opened up the medicine cabinet. She reached up on the top shelf and got those clipping sheets. She closed the cabinet. And then she came out of the bathroom with the shears behind the back. Brooke Galloway heard her and popped one out. She kept on walking. She took the shears from behind her back. She got close up to his neck, opened them up, and then, "Oh, no, you won't," he said. "Oh, no, you're not. You're not going to get me, not tonight. But they started fussing and fighting immediately. Well, the next morning, as soon as the sun popped up in the sky, Etta Mae came out of her house, got in a rocking chair. She had some more fresh squeezed lemonade and 2 16-ounce glasses because she was expecting some company. And she started rocking back and forth. When she heard that sound again. And she started singing a song. I got shoes, you got shoes, all of God's children, they've got shoes. When I get to heaven, I'ma walk in my shoes and walk all over God's heaven. I got a robe, you got a robe, all of God's children, they've got a robe. When I get to heaven, I'ma wear my robe and wear it all over God's heaven. And when she finished that verse, that big black steed had pulled up to the house again, whoa, and said, Miss Adams said, "Hey, Devil, how you doing, baby? How's it going? Woo, you need to come on up here. I just finished a nice, fresh batch of lemonade. Come on up here. I got 2 glasses, and I can get you my other rocker out here." The devil said, I said, "But why not? Why don't you come on up here and join me?" He said, "Anybody that can cause more trouble than me is somebody I need to stay clear from." He reached behind him, got a big box with a red bow on it, and hurled it all the way on her porch. Turned that horse around and said, "Yeah!" Nobody's ever heard from him since. Etta Mae didn't mind because it was Sunday and child, she was about to show out with her new outfit. She untied that bow, pulled off the top, and ooh, there it was. Just like it was in front of the window in B.D. Ledenberg downtown. Her brand new Sunday outfit, candy apple red from crown on down. She took that outfit, put on her stockings, her favorite red shoes, the dress, her gloves, and then the thing some women live for on Sunday morning, she put on that church hat, that crown. She got a little money for a purse and started heading out the door down the road to Chapman's Chapel. Some women folks saw and said, "Ooh, look at Miss Anna Mae. Go on, girl, you work it, sister." Some men in front of a barber shop said, "Ooh, wait, that's a fox right there. That's a fox." Another man said, "That ain't no fox. That's a wolf in sheep clothing. That's a wolf in sheep clothing there. But it's a mighty fine. It's a mighty fine one." Well, she made her way all the way to church, and lo and behold, she sat behind Bruh and Sis Galloway. And they were still fighting and carrying on, even during the sermon. Well, every time Bruh Galloway would elbow Sis Galloway, and she was elbow him back, Miss Anna Mae just continued to make a big old smile wider. And then she thought to herself, "Well, Lord, who in the world said that the devil never goes to church?" And that's the end of the story. Thank you. Just one note, that's a version of a story. Of course, many of the characters are my family members, but it's also a version derived from another storyteller, Lorraine Johnson Coleman of Savannah, Georgia. But thank you again. You all have been wonderful. Thank you for listening. I'll see you all soon. Take care.